with this video. Yes. All right, here we go. Maria has 20 pieces of chocolate candy and 16 pieces of fruity candy. She wants to give each child the same amount of candy so that no one feels left out. What is the greatest number of children she can give candy? So whenever you're dealing with the word problem, you always remember you want to take out those key words. So let's say if you were to have a test and the only thing on the test, it wasn't just greatest common factor. We had other parts of this unit in it using word problems. I want y'all to think of a key word that would let you know that this word problem is asking for the greatest common factor. If you're thinking about it, or if you're just waiting for me to tell you the answer, the key word would be the word greatest. So in a word problem, if you see that the word greatest is being used, you're looking for the greatest common factor. Now, what two numbers are we trying to find the greatest common factor of? You should be saying 20 and 16. Those are the numbers we're going to be using in this word problem. So I'm going to set that up in my ladder rung. Again, if you're just typing this in, you just click on the line and type. The lines will shift a little, but that's okay. So 20 and 16. Again, some of y'all probably can look at this and think, I already know what the factor is. That is great. But not everyone can think like that. So that's perfectly fine because I am one of those people. So I would like, if you don't know where to start, always use the number 2 if both of them are even. Use those little tricks. If you don't know where to start, use those tricks I showed y'all, okay? So for 20 and 16, they both have 2 in common because they're even. Now I'm going to divide 20 divided by 2 and 16 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now I'm stuck with 10 and 8. Now to save time, I can list out all of the factors, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use 2 again. Again though, I'm only cutting my scratch paper time short because this video, I don't want it to be super long. So we have 10 and 8. I'm going to use 2 because I know that they're automatically even. So I'm going to divide 10 by 2 and 8 by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, if I know my facts correctly, I know that 5 and 4, that the only factor that they have in common is 1. So since the only factor that these two numbers have in common is 1, I'm done factoring out. But remember, we're not done finding our greatest common factor. So remember, we have to multiply the numbers on the outside by each other. In this case, we have 2 times 2, which gives us our greatest common factor being 4. Now, whenever we are dealing with word problems, there's a specific way I want you to answer them. Whenever you're dealing with the word problem, I want you to write your answer as a statement or a sentence. So for this, if you are typing this, you can type it underneath where it says answer. But I'm just going to write it over here just because I write really big. So we can say, as our sentence, the greatest number of children will, that's supposed to be a W, be 4. That's simple. You're just taking the question, wording it for it to become a sentence, and just putting the answer in it. Okay? So whenever you have a word problem, regardless if it's on a classwork, homework, or a test. I want you to write your answers in, like for word problems, in a complete sentence. If you don't, I will take a point off. So consider that. All right, and then the last one that we have for this video, and I really hope my video didn't cut me off, because that would be sad. I would cry. All right, so our last one says, Pete has, almost tripped, 6 blue marbles and 15 white ones that he wants to divide into equal sets so he can use them as pieces for games they've created for the kindergarten book buddies. He wants the same amount of blue marbles and the same amount of white marbles in each set. What is the greatest amount of sets he can make? I highlighted that word greatest to remind us that we were finding the greatest common factor with this word problem. So I already underlined the information I need. So I have 6 blue marbles and 15 white marbles. Now, unfortunately, we do not have 2 even numbers. So we do have to do this extra work if we don't know the facts on the top of our head of 6 and 15. To save time, I'm just going to list the numbers of the factors that they have. So we have 1 and 6, 2 and 3, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Looking at this table, what is a factor that they have in common besides the number 1? We want a number greater than 1. If you're shouting 3, Miss Soto, 3, you are right. Good job. You're so smart. So 3 is the factor, the only factor that these 2 numbers have in common besides 1. So I'm going to write 3 on the outside and then factor it out by dividing. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 2 and 5 are both prime numbers. So that means they can only be divided by 1 and the number itself. So we're done factoring out. So what is our greatest common factor of 6 and 15? The answer is, I meant to circle that. The answer is 3. But remember, I want you to write your answer in a statement. So here should be your statement, but I didn't think about that. So I'm going to write my statement over here, but if you're typing this out, try to type your statement near where it says answer. So our statement would say, the greatest amount of sets is 3. And that's our statement. Now, what you're going to do by yourself today, you are going to do the assignment that says ladder method independent practice. Now, if you're doing this by yourself, but if you need to rewatch this video, by all means go ahead. I wouldn't watch it from the beginning to the end. I would skip through, go to specific problems that you know you may need some help with. But you're gonna do this by yourself. It's the same number of problems, same type of problems that we just got done doing. There are also 2 word problems, very similar to what we just got done doing, except the numbers are a little bit different. You are going to do this again by yourself. If you decide to print this off and do it by hand, that is fine, but I need for you to somehow, some way get a picture of it sent to me because this is for a grade. All right, so again, you want to make sure that you get a picture of this somehow sent to me, to my email. Or you can attach it to the assignment, but If you print it off, I still need to be able to see it. So if you print it off, work it out, that's fine, but I need to get the assignment. If you do it on the computer, it'll be easy for you just to turn it in, but you would probably have to do the scratch work on a clean sheet of paper. But you'll just fill in the letters or fill in the information by clicking on the outside, typing a number, and then doing it for everything on the inside as well. So again, you have to do this. You technically have 48 hours to complete this. So today is Monday. So this will need to be due, this is due by Wednesday. Your time, your class period, the end of your class period on Wednesday. Okay? So you have 2 days to do this. But don't take the entire 2 days, basically. If you have any questions about how to submit it or how to work any problems, we will have another Google Meet on Wednesday during your class period, so I'll be able to help you then, or you can just email me. But yeah, so this assignment is due by the end of your class period on Wednesday. All right? If you have any questions, holla at me.